We kindly wait for the other participants to join. Only 36 have joined. Other participants?
சார் சார் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாமா சார்? 40 மெம்பர்ஸ் இருக்காங்க, வந்துட்டே இருக்காங்க சார் ஒவ்வொருத்தரும். சார் கேக்கல
சார். ரெடியா இருக்காரா?
நீங்களும் டீன் ஆட்சியர் சொல்றீங்க பண்ணலாம்
சார். ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம்னா ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம் சார். இப்பதான் வந்துட்டு இருக்காங்க சார். 43 பேர் இருக்காங்க.
இன்னொரு 5 மினிட்ஸ் வெயிட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா 1:45 ஆரம்பிச்சு 2 o'clock செஷன் ஆரம்பிக்கிற மாதிரி 15 மினிட்ஸ் போறாதா?
ஓகே சார், ஓகே சார், போதும் சார்.
1:45 கரெக்ட்டா ஆரம்பிங்க.
வந்துட்டார் சார்.
15 மினிட்ஸ்ல ஸ்பீக்கர் வந்துட்டாங்கன்னா செஷன் கரெக்ட்டா 2 செஷன் மாத்திரம் தள்ளி போடாதீங்க.
சரிங்க சார். ஓகேங்க சார். ஓகே சார். ஓகே சார்.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, one and all present here. I welcome you all for the 5 days National Online Faculty Development Program on AI-powered pedagogy, integrating artificial intelligence tools in model classrooms. Now I welcome Ms. Prashanti, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, to deliver the welcome address.
Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense pride and a heartfelt joy to welcome esteemed gathering to this 5 days national online FDP program on the title AI Powered Pedagogy Integrating Artificial Intelligence Tools in Modern Classroom. This FDP is organized by the Department of Computer Science, St. Peter's Institute of Higher Education and Research, in collaboration with GoTech Private Limited Chennai, to forecast innovation, promoting digital transformation, and empowering educators with AI driven teaching methodologies. At the outset, I extend my profound gratitude to our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. T. Bhanumati, and Trustee Dr. T. Loslia, whose visionary leadership and constant encouragement continue to inspire us towards excellence and progress. A warm welcome to our Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. N. Malmurgan and Registrar Sir Dr. L. Mahesh Kumar, Dean PDA Dr. M. Palanisamy uh, for their guidance, support, and motivation in strengthening academic innovation and institutional growth. I extend my welcome to our leader, Dean FASCHM, Major Dr. M. Venkatramanan, for his valuable guidance and academic leadership. I also extend my welcome to our IQAC Director, Dr. Rani Hemamalini ma'am, to our Deputy Dean, Dr. Stella Mary ma'am, and our beloved HOD, Department of Computer Science, Dr. S. Brenda, for their constant encouragement in the organization in even successful management. We also truly privileged to welcome our dignitaries and our distinguished resource person, eminent academician, industry expert, Mr. Balaji Session, Head, Information Security Governance, Risk and Compliance, Hexaware Technologies, who have graciously accepted and joined us to share his knowledge, expertise on the transformative potential on artificial intelligence in the field of education. This program have received an overwhelming response of 150 participants from more than 31 reputed institutions across Chennai, Pondicherry, Bangalore, and other parts of India. A successful, enthusiastic participants reflects the growth of commitment in education. A special note of appreciation and welcome to our organizing secretaries, Dr. D. Suresh, and our coordinators, Mr. S. Benston Jose, Mrs. J. A. Sophia, Mrs. Reka, along with the faculties and other student Department of Computer Science. To all our participants, we curiosity dedicated and enthusiastic to explore their interaction of AI and education, and we are truly initiative with the meaningful perspective of growing community of educators, shaping the future of teaching and learning through the intelligence usage of technologies. AI is not a replacement for human intellect, but a powerful partnership in the creativity, collaboration, and personalized learning. I extend my profound welcome to all the dignitaries, resource persons, participants, faculties who have joined the faculty development program. Thank you and wish you all a truly inspiring, transformative learning.
Thank you, ma'am, for your warm welcome. Now I
Thank you.
kindly
Welcome you
request
all.
Dr. S. Brinda, Professor and Head, Department of Computer Science, to share a few words about the FDP.
Good afternoon to all, respected dignitaries, faculty members, and guests. Before we begin this wonderful day filled with knowledge and innovation, let us take a moment to bow our heads in gratitude to the Almighty for showering His abundant blessings upon us, for granting us this beautiful opportunity to gather here for our noble purpose, to learn, to innovate, and to grow together. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of St. Peter's Institute of Higher Education and Research, a deemed to be university located in Avadi, Chennai, established in 1993 and conferred deemed university status in 2008. Spire has been a center of excellence for quality education, innovation, and research. The institution is approved by UGC, AACT, and accredited by NAC with a strong focus on academic rigor, innovation, social responsibility. Spire offers a wide range of undergraduate, postgraduate, and doctoral programs in engineering, science, humanities, management, and commerce. Our campus provides state-of-the-art laboratories, digital learning facilities, a well-equipped central library, industry collaborations, and active participation in research and innovation initiatives. Spiger continues to encourage interdisciplinary learning and entrepreneurship, nurturing holistic development and global competences among students. At St. Peter's Institute of Higher Education and Research, our vision is to be globally renowned institution for academic excellence, research, and innovation, inspiring socially responsible leaders to face future challenges with strong ethical values. Our mission is to create a vibrant learning environment that fosters innovation and creativity, instills ethical values, promotes cutting-edge research, and builds national and international collaborations to achieve global excellence and contribute to social development. Department of Computer Science at Spiger stands at the forefront of technical advancement, focusing on emerging areas such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, cybersecurity, and cloud computing. We promote research-oriented learning, guiding students through projects, internships, and industry collaborations. The department is strengthened by highly qualified faculty, modern computing laboratories, and active student associations that organize workshops, hackathons, seminars, and technical events regularly. We encourage students to publish research papers, participate in national and international conferences, and engage in innovative product development. Together, Spiger and the Department of Computer Science aim to nurture innovation, build research excellence, and develop future-ready professionals who are committed to technological advancement and social growth. The 5-day national level online faculty development program on AI-powered pedagogy, integrating artificial intelligence tools in modern classrooms, is organized by the Department of Computer Science, St. Peter's Institute of Higher Education and Research in collaboration with the GoTech Private Limited, Chennai. This FDP serves as a platform to empower educators with the knowledge and skills to effectively integrate artificial intelligence tools into the teaching learning ecosystem, thereby enhancing pedagogical innovation, digital competency, and ethical AI adoption in academia. This program is carefully structured to offer a blend of conceptual understanding, practical exposure, and institutional perspectives, ensuring that participants not only learn about AI tools but also explore how to apply them effectively in teaching, assessment, curriculum design, and research practices. The session and foundations of AI in education supported by Balaji Information Security and Governance Risk and Compliance, Hexaver Technologies, and Mr. Valarivan Annamalai, founder and CEO of GoTech Private Limited. The initial innovations introduced by the participants to the foundational of artificial intelligence, the evolution of AI in education, and the transformative role of generative AI tools. The session is also emphasized ethical AI usage, academic integrity, and the responsible integration of AI in teaching. And followed by the day 3 and day 4, pedagogical applications and assessment. The theme of this 2 days is for integrating AI into teaching, learning, and evaluation, facilitated by Dr. S. Sasikala, Professor, Department of Computer Science, Madras University. And followed by that, day 5, innovation policy and future directions. And that is for the shaping the future of education with responsible AI adoption, facilitated by Dr. S. Neelavadi Pari, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Technology, Anna University. This FDP is conducted with a panel discussion and live demonstration exploring the future of AI in education, including emerging trends, analytics, and innovations in digital pedagogy. And also, this FDP stands a significant milestone in Spiger's academic journey, a true reflection of our shared mission to ignite, inspire, and innovate. It has not only fostered academic collaboration and innovation, but also reinforced our collective vision of integrating artificial intelligence into modern education responsibly and effectively. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I would welcome our Registrar Sir, Dr. L. Mahesh Kumar, sir, to deliver the presidential address.
Very, very happy afternoon to all of you who have joined us during the inaugural for the 5 days National Online Faculty Development Program. So as you all understand, as we all know also, FDPs are very, very helpful in constantly improving our knowledge. And as a teacher for the last 30 years, I have observed in the beginning, we never used to bother about so many tools. We just had only chalk and board method was there. We used to take classes and that's how we used to work out. As time passed, so many new systems have evolved, and every time these systems, as an old teacher, we would be adapting to all the systems. Like when we were in the beginning, we used to use OHP, which was our teaching aid. Later on, LCD projectors, later on laptops. Similarly, like that, it has always been evolving. And particularly during the COVID times, we have noticed that so many tools have been brought on for the benefit of the students. And today online programs are very common. We couldn't have imagined an online faculty development programs about 10 years ago. Today they have completely changed. So why I'm giving you the history is that we should understand that as time passes on, the entire system of pedagogy itself changes. We have to keep updating very often. And to do that, the only possible solution is to keep ourselves updated with various trends that are happening in the current world. I know that AI is now the leader in doing good things as well as bad things, unfortunately. So many times AI is being used for wrong things also. So as faculty members, it's our duty to tell students, educate the students. After learning these various initiatives that are being taken today, we learn all of them, we implement them, at the same time tell the students about the wrong influence of AI. That will definitely help them, because everybody gets carried away. When you can do so many things, it's so easy to make mistakes. So I would suggest that all of you make an effort, not only learning all the good points, but also identifying what are not good, what are the negative points that AA has been promoting, and keep transferring this information to the students. Most important is we must be able to inculcate good values in students. So all these programs that we are organizing are only for the benefit of the student community. So you learn, in turn, you teach to some other people. How does that work out? Only by transferring the knowledge completely. So I wish that all of you, after getting enough understanding about the various AI tools that we are adapting, will be able to incorporate in your pedagogy system and be able to transfer it to the students. Wish you all the very best to all of you. May God bless us all. Thank you very much for asking me to be a part of this inaugural session. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
sir.
Now I would like to welcome our Dean FAS CMH, Major Dr. Venkatramanan sir, to deliver the felicitation address.
Thank you, Ms. Sophia. Good afternoon, very good afternoon to everyone present here. Most respected Registrar, Dr. L. Magesh Kumar, the guest for the today's 5-day faculty development program, Mr. Balaji Session, Head, Information Security, Governance, Risk and Compliance, Exaver Technologies, the Head of the Department of Computer Science, Dr. Brinda, faculty members of the Department of Computer Science. In fact, I think so this is the second FDP that the department is conducting. Am I right, madam? Brinda ma'am. This is the second FDP. Yes? Second FDP,
Sir?
then second FDP.
No, sir, this is for the first FDP, sir.
First FDP,
After
yeah.
splitting for CSA.
Yeah, faculty development program. And in fact, the title, AI powered pedagogy, integrating artificial intelligence tools in modern classrooms, is very attractive, and I'm sure that Mr. Balaji Session, who is going to inaugurate as well as going to give us technical session, will talk about it in elaborate manner. And I should say, I should congratulate the department as well as the head for giving up the topics, the ideas, the areas. In fact, here the first 2 days, we have the understanding of the AI landscape. That is, you should know what AI is. And the theme is that in education. So therefore, each and every day, the theme has been different. On third and fourth day, we have the pedagogical application and assessment. That is integration of AA into teaching, learning, assessment, and evaluation. And the last day talks about shaping the future of education, wherein with responsible AI adaptation, that is, you bring in AI into the teaching of education. I really appreciate this topics that have been chosen and the experts who are going to talk about are both from the academia, and it's a mix of academia and the industry. We have two people from the academic side and two of them from the industry side. So it is actually industry academia collaboration that is taking place in this 5-day faculty development program. I wish this faculty development program to be a grand success. And I once again congratulate Dr. Brinda and her team for organizing such wonderful faculty development programs. And in future, we expect a lot to be done by the department as they have been doing it at the present. Wish you all the best. God bless you all. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I kindly request everyone to on the video for a photo session.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes, sir. Now I kindly request Ms. Sheba ma'am from Department of Computer Science to deliver the vote of thanks.
Present. On behalf of Department of Computer Science, it is my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks for the inaugural day of our 5-day National Level Faculty Development Program on AI-powered pedagogy, integrating artificial intelligence tools in modern classrooms. First and foremost, I express my heartfelt gratitude to our respected Registrar, Dr. L. Magesh Kumar, for his continuous support and guidance. Our deep appreciation goes to our academic leaders and our pillars, Dr. M. Niksami, Dean PDA, Major Dr. Venkataraman sir, Dean FASH, Dr. C. Dean Engineering Technology, Dr. IQSC, Dr. S. Kalamari, Dean FCMH, for the inspiring presence and continuous support in our academic endeavors. Appreciation to our convener, Dr. S. Professor and Head of the Department, and our Secretary, Dr. D. for their dedicated efforts in organizing like FDP. We are deeply hard and foundations exploration, understanding the AA landscape in education. Our sincere thanks to Mr. Balaji Session, Head Information Security, Governance, Risk and Compliance, Hexaver Technologies. Heartfelt thanks to all faculty participants for their enthusiastic involvement. Finally, special thanks to our technical and organizing team for their coordination and behind the scenes support. Thank you, one and all. Let's continue to explore, innovate, and transform education through AI in the coming days. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's time for our session. May I now invite Mrs. J. A. Sophia, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, to introduce our chief guest.
We are honored to welcome Mr. Balaji Session, Head of Information Security Governance, Risk and Compliance at Hexawa Technologies, a leading global IT and digital transformation company. Mr. Balaji brings over 2 decades of rich experience in cybersecurity, data privacy, risk and compliance, and business resilience. He has successfully led numerous initiatives in information security governance, adults, policy frameworks, and data privacy implementation. He holds several prestigious certifications, including CISA, CCSK, Lead Auditor, and Certified Scrum Master, and is a Sigma Green Belt professional. He is also a honorary member of National Cybersecurity Council, a government of India initiative, and an active member of ISECA, IEEP, and Elite Cisco networks. A lifelong learner, Mr. Balaji is currently working as a senior researcher at AI design and responsible AI security. We are privileged to have a such distinguished expert with us today. Please join us with us in warmly welcoming Mr. Balaji Session, our esteemed chief guest. The session is over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Sophia. Can you all able to hear me? Sophia, can you just confirm you're able to hear me?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, one and all. And thanks for giving me this opportunity to present today and share my experiences with respect to artificial intelligence, especially in the education industry. And as our register was rightly pointing out, it has the pros and cons as well. I'll also touch upon some of the pros and cons in my presentation. And let me quickly share my screen, and just one of you can just confirm me whether you're able to see my screen. One second. So can you able to see my screen?
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so today I'm going to touch upon from the fundamentals of artificial intelligence, and we'll also take you through some of the key tools which is being used in the industry. And as an organization, we also have a training and development department. We call it as L&D. In those department also, we have used the artificial intelligence tools to conduct the assessments, test, and in fact conducting the interviews and things like that. We are widely using the tools. I will touch upon those tools as well, and how we can effectively use some of these tools in some of the education industry, right from taking lesson notes, and preparing the presentations and things like that. Even in research, how can we use the artificial intelligence tools? We'll see them. Okay, so today pretty much I'm going to cover these things, and I will also share this presentation with the HOD ma'am, so that you can make use of this for any future references as well. Okay, so having said this, if you look at after learning this course, I think all of us would be able to understand the fundamentals of artificial intelligence. And I think you might have heard some of these words, the prompts. And the prompts is nothing but how effectively you can give inputs to any of these artificial intelligence tools, so that you can get appropriate outcomes from the tools. Because it's always we talk these jargons in the industry: garbage in, garbage out. So if you give whatever the inputs, obviously you'll get the appropriate output from the machine, because it is not a human where you can understand the intent, content, and the mindset of the opponent and things like that. Whatever you type, you will get the response from the tool. That's how it is programmed. Okay, so we can also write how effectively we can write a prompts to get a useful outcome from the artificial intelligence tools. And we also talk about the advantages and limitations of using the artificial intelligence in the education industry. In fact, I have prepared one table. I'll share them with all of you. Okay. Having said this, if you look at by looking at this image, I think it is always difficult to take a session post lunch, right? So it's always difficult to catch them. Even if it is in person, I can see many of you and ask questions and things like that. But this is something remote. I don't know what you all are doing from the other side. But however, I'll try to make it as interactive as possible. But if you look at this, by looking at this image, any thoughts coming into your mind? Anybody from the call?
Yeah, robotic classroom. Robotic classroom.
Okay. Anything
Yeah,
else?
robotic classroom. Robots is taking
Robotic
classroom.
classroom. Anything else from anybody? Okay. So just to wake you up, some of you, maybe I'll just take this link. Maybe I'll just place play this video for a second, maybe 50 seconds. Then we'll see. Will you be able to make it? Can you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So have you all seen this movie?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So if we have a capability to scan a book like this, like a quick scan like this, so all of us are blessed, right? But unfortunately, we are not machines. We are human beings, right? We are not programmed to, um, you know, quickly as robots, right? That is one. Though that is one disadvantage, but machines cannot think like a human, right? So you can if once the memory is corrupted in the machines, obviously everything will get erased. But humans, they can always remember things, and the human memory is what do you call this more bigger than any machines in the world, and it can process everything as quick as possible than any machines in the industry today. Even the supercomputers or the quantum computing, whatever that we are talking about today, human brain cannot be replaced. But having said this, we have a limitations of keeping everything intact, and we cannot remember all the formulas that we studied in class kgs to till date. And we cannot bring everything. Whenever there is a query, we always need to have some cache memory, we call it as, and we can bring them up to speed to some extent, but we cannot remember all the algebraic equations, right? All the scientific derivations and things like that. See, we need to spend little time to recollect certain things and bring it. But one advantage in the machine learning is you can write a query and bring the data whenever there is a need, right? That is the context I would like to set before we move further. Okay. A quick question to all of you. Um, Let me go to the presentation mode. Do you all know the difference between the Google search in the AI prompt? Anybody? We do this every day, right? I think many of us are using both artificial intelligence tools and as well as the Google search every day, because it has been part and parcel of everyday's life.
Yes. Correct. Yes.
So what is the difference between Google search and AI prompt? Any one difference? And what will you get if you search in Google? And why do we need AI prompt?
will fetch the data from the search engine and it will proceed according to the ranking, which is search engine optimization. The optimization will be like on the top stack, so the most viewed will be on the first stack. So if it is an AI prompt, it will only fetch the data within the trained data set and it will get the answers from the training data set only, sir.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks for the good response. And we will also talk about the different learning methods, like the what is labeling and things like that. And I think just to for the benefit of everybody, as Madam was rightly pointing out, in Google search it is very limited. You can it can bring only based on the program that is being written by the Google as a company. It will give you you know only the specific search, and if you pay more, obviously your data will come first, and you can't interpret anything. Whatever that is available in the socially or publicly available websites from the internet, it can fetch you some data. But in the AI prompt, whatever that you write, it can process and it can customize the responses, and you can also get the appropriate outputs based on the training that you have given in the AI program. So AI is nothing but a program, right? So basically, you cannot bring some data from somewhere out of the moon or out of the sun, whatever it is. It's basically human written program which is trained in such a way that whatever that you ask, whether if something is available within the program set or data set, it will give you. Otherwise, it has to be trained further. It will say, for example, if you ask for a company policy, can you please share Hexaware information security policy? If it is publicly available, it will give. Or otherwise, it will say, I don't have the information. You need to talk to the respective organization Spark and get the information. That is how it will tell, right? That's the fundamental understanding that we need to have before we start using the artificial intelligence tools and systems. Okay. So if you look at it on an everyday usage, we use the artificial intelligence for many purposes, right? Everybody is using a smartphone. Earlier, when I was doing my college, or even there is no mobile phones. We always use the landline, right? Then we moved into the corporate. Even after I get into corporate, somewhere in 2005, 6, we used to get this Motorola bigger phone. It was like a brick, and then we got a button phones of smaller ones, uh, and it doesn't have any smart facilities. Then the Android came into picture. We have smartphones, and we have all the facilities available in the smartphone. Nowadays, everything is AI enabled, right? Even in a Google, it is AI. If you do a search, if you want to search in AI mode, it will give you some more information, right? So there are every tools and technology today which we are currently using, which has AI enabled, and we can use web search, we can use translation, and we can use optimizing the product sales and paths. In fact, for a share trading today, right? For any share trading today, we have different uh, tools available, artificial intelligence enabled tools available to know which share you can invest, right? Which is going fast. And on a at almost real time basis, we used to get this information, and people can invest and get a benefit out of it, right? And if you look at it, even the driverless cars, this Tesla is manufactured in US, which is not yet rolled out in India, which has a lot of AI features available. And in fact, many of you might have done this online shopping in Amazon, right, Flipkart, and things like that. Whatever the search you do, obviously, when you go and access your mailbox, that will be prompted first, right? Even you don't want to buy, it will again prompting you every now and then saying that, would you like to buy this, right? And if you look at this smart farming or irrigation, feeding, right, in agriculture also, there are a lot of advancement happening because of the artificial intelligence, right? And the robots, nevertheless, again, humanoids and things like that are nowadays helping us a lot. Even for cleaning, we have the robots which help us to do everything in the day-to-day job, right? Having said this, like we know when I was in college, I was told by my teachers who is the father of the computer, right? We know who is the father of the computer. Anybody?
Charles
Thank
Babbage.
you, Charles Babbage, right? And if you look at the AI, right, who is the father of the AI? Jan McCarthy, right? Jan McCarthy is the is considered as a father of AI. I think whoever is studied maybe 20 years back or 25 years back, this is not something new, right? We always have the subject called in our Master of Computer Applications. There is something called AI and ES, Artificial Intelligence and Expert Systems, right? So we have the natural language processing. We studied, in fact, I studied this when I did my Master of Computer Applications long back, right? So this is not something new that we are, studying today, which is there for quite long. But the thing is, we have the era of the agentic AI, right? Open AI technologies. That is what we need to learn today. But the extreme, there is something called extreme programming. Also, we studied maybe some time back, which is also there in the system for quite long. But those are all the fundamentals of the artificial intelligence, which is helps the technologists to develop the open AI technologies and the agentic AI technologies today, for us to ease our life in many areas, right? If you look at it, it's the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially computer programs related to similar tasks using computers to understand human intelligence, but does not have confined itself to methods that are biologically observable. That is something we all need to know, right? And if you look at it, systems that act like humans, right? That is something we need to understand what is AI. If you look at a simple form of the definition, combines computer science and robust databases, because you cannot uh, have the artificial intelligence with a 1 GB of database or 2 GB of database. It requires large volume of database where you need to store a lot of data, and complex algorithms needs to be developed so that the search can be faster and accurate, right? And there are two three terms that we need to understand to get the details about what is artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning, or two key terms that we need to understand before we get into the details, which are in conjunction with the intelligence, right? These disciplines basically are comprised of two things, right? Predictions based on the classifications of data. So basically, a data cannot be presented as is, so it cannot value add to you. Basically, you need to classify them, and based on the requirements of the data subject, it needs to be appropriately stratified and classified and give the appropriate output in a required format. That is how the program is done. So how to do this, right? For that, we need to know what is machine learning, right? A machine learning system learns from historical data. That's what we talked about, right? So I think there is a subject called I think everybody knows this, probability and statistics, right? Where we used to learn this multiple linear regression. So we used to learn this prediction models, right, using the MLR techniques. So for that, all what we need to know is y is equal to f of x, right? For you to predict the lagging measures, we all need to have different x factors, right? So today, I reached office almost. I took 2 hours for me to uh, reach office from home. So how did what matters today? There is a rain and huge traffic was there. So rain is one X factors, and the traffic is another X factor, and we have started little late. There could be other X factor. There could be multiple parameters for you to achieve the goal, right? Which is your lag measure. So for that, you need to have historical data. Generally, it took for me to reach 25 kilometers, drive 25 kilometers. It took 1 hour. In for that, I need to analyze the data, a matter of a month data or a 2 months data. Then I can decide, okay, uh, generally Balaji to reach office it took 1 hour, because that is how the history says, that is what his performance says. But on a one fine morning, if I reach office in 2 hours like today, there will be a special cost of variance to reach the office within that, because of various X factors. So for that, you need to have historical data to understand the variation within the data. That is what I am trying to tell you. So for any machine learning program, it requires historical data and prediction models. The prediction models can be used at different techniques today, not only the linear regression or multiple linear regression or things like that. It also uses the Bayesian belief networks and the deep learning network So there are multiple prediction models in addition to statistical techniques are available today to make it more effective, right? There are some simulation techniques like Monte Carlo simulations, things like that, used to do the accurate predictions. And it receives data, right? You need to provide data. And somebody was talking about training the algorithm. You cannot simply say it will give a perfect output in the day one, right? It needs to be trained properly based on different iterations, and the model needs to be created. And if at all we need to give any additional information to be provided into the system, then generate the output. That is how we design a machine learning program, right? The importance of machine learning can be easily understood by adding a different use cases. See, today we are going to talk about one of the use case, how this artificial intelligence can be used in education industry. That is one use case, right? So there are multiple use cases that are to be required to solve many business problems today, right? So there could be a business problem to conduct interview. I need, artificial intelligence program, or to do the share trading. I need artificial intelligence program, right? Or to do the healthcare analysis for a human being, I need artificial intelligence program. There could be multiple use cases that we can define to, maybe here I have given this facial recognition, cyber fraud detection, right? So driving cars, right? There are multiple use cases that you can define. For that you need to collect different data sets and train this algorithm and keep iterating them to get the accurate results. So that is what this machine learning is all about. Okay, so before we move on to different types, we need to understand two important things. One is the supervised or discriminative learning. That is very, very important. Before we move on to this, is there any questions or doubts I need to answer? Anybody? Fine. So this is
Fine, sir.
the supervised learning. If you look at this, there are different data sets are available. I think you have discrete data, continuous data, Boolean data. There are multiple data types are available in the real world examples. But if you look at for the example purpose, I have taken this as a labeled data of different shapes, right? Hexagon, square, triangle, and things like that. And I have also given the, by looking at this, okay, there is no labels here, right? So I was just simply telling by looking at the box, I'm saying this as a square because my brain is being trained to tell as a human brain. I was trained by my teachers. Square means all the four sides are equal because that is why this is square. Then my human brain is trained. Similarly, I need to train the artificial intelligence model by giving the labels because it's a dumb terminal. It is an idiot box. It doesn't know anything. I need to teach like how human beings are trained by teachers. We need to train the model saying that, okay, this is what square is, this is what triangle is all about, this is what hexagon is all about. Then you need to label them appropriately. Similarly, if you want to do a supervised learning to create a model, you need to label them appropriately and give that information knowledge to the model, right? Then this learning program will give the prediction. Okay, so if I give this as an input, okay, one square and one triangle as an input, then this prediction will give me, okay, this is square and this is triangle. So this is not coming out of the blue. As I rightly said, you can train the model by giving the appropriate labels and then use this prediction and get the proper output. This is for a simple 10 or 3 different data set that I'm just depicting here and trying to get an output. See, imagine you have millions of data, trillions of data available in the internet, right? So can we label them everything? Can we label everything? Can we do a supervised learning of learning methodology to get a proper output? It is little difficult, right? You cannot label everything. Okay, this is what it is, this is what it is. Then it is always uh, get an output. It is always difficult. So to some extent, if the data sets are minimal, data sets are controllable, yes, you can do that. Otherwise, it's very difficult to give a label for every data set and use the discriminative learning as a method. But however, this is fundamental, and where required, even in deep learning programs, you need to have this labeled information to some extent, because something which cannot be changed, you need to label them, hard code them, to make sure that the prediction cannot go wrong, right? So if you look at this, uh, prediction is based on prior experience, fraud detection, spam filtering, and market trend. Even weather forecast are good examples for labeled data usage, because all of them based on the historical performance. Okay. So unsupervised learning, basically this is where we need to introduce the term generative learning, right? You cannot have label for everything. Okay. You can give an unlabeled information by, for example, here if you look at it, there are cats and dogs are available, but we have not given this as a cat or dog, right? We have simply given this as this a raw data, right? We made the uh, learning program to interpret, okay, write an algorithm by giving the features of this. Dog means it has tail, and it has a mouth like this, eye like this, and it has four legs, and it is long, short, right? Like that, we have to give the features and the, what do you call, characteristics of the certain things. If this is like this, then probably this can be a dog, and prediction may go wrong. But however, based on the continuous learning, right, continuous learning of this model, the prediction can be appropriate, right? This algorithm needs to be trained continuously by adding a different features of the dogs and cats, so that the output can be more appropriate. Okay. That is called unsupervised or generative learning. Basically, you need to cluster them, give association, because these two are very very important terminology that we need to understand when we go for generative learning. You need to cluster them, and you need to give an association or mapping of the characteristics of these things to get the appropriate outcome. Okay. That is what I'm trying to explain here. So if you look at it, unlabeled information, basically the output is unknown and less accurate, and used to solve the complex problem, because the generally in the real world example, the data sets are unlabeled. You may not have always the labeled information available for us to prediction. Okay. Any questions? Okay. It's a little slow. Just give me a second. Yeah. Okay. So if you look at the difference between the machine learning program and this deep learning, there are only two things. One is, the in the machine learning, the future extraction is done by the human beings. Basically, if it is a car, you need to give the features like it has two wheels, and sorry, it has four wheels, and you have a shape like this, and it is been steel, and there is a steering and things like that, and you need to classify them, right? The size, the height of the car, length of the car, all those things. And one is features and classify them, associate these two things, and it can give a prediction. But in deep learning, okay, both of them are combined. The future extraction and the classifications are combined to get the appropriate output. This is what, if you look at it, in the deep learning, you need to have a lot of data, right? You cannot simply do the prediction accurately without having adequate information, right? Basically, you can use the neural networks and convolutional network, and recurrent neural networks, basically the examples of deep learning programs, where you can relate one component with other component, and the dependencies and the relationship between each of these factors, to train this algorithm to get the appropriate information, right? So that is where, if you look at it, it doesn't require a huge data sets or database size for machine learning. And but the deep learning, you need to have a lot of data sets, and you need to have appropriate mapping and feature extraction and classification to get the info, to get the appropriate outcome from this algorithm. Okay, this is the fundamental difference. Okay, there is another one called reinforcement learning. If you look at it, This is a feedback based learning. So whenever you get this prediction right, for example, if this prediction says yes, these are all dogs, instead of the dog, this prediction says it is a cat. For a dog it says if it is a cat, then obviously you'll penalize the program, saying that this is incorrect prediction, you need to reduce the score in the program, right? Then only the machine can automatically learn, okay, something I did wrong, why did I predict this as a cat instead of dog. So obviously those error correction needs to be done. I think if you can just map it with the movie clip I have shown, right? So it will automatically debug on a every day, right? Whatever the learning that has the robo has done, it used to self correct himself or herself. The robo will self correct himself on a everyday night to correct themselves and give the appropriate outcome whenever there is an instruction come to them for any corrections, right? That is what I was talking about, where the agent learns automatically with this feedback and improves this performance. The reinforcement learning, the agent interacts with the environment and explores it. The goal of an agent is to get the most reward points, and hence it improves its performance, right? So basically, if you look at it, if you go to bank site, right, there are a lot of chatbots available, right? There are a lot of chatbots. Hi, my name is Anita. How can I help you today, right? So we can always say, okay, my account number is this. I want to check my balance. Or even if you go to IRCTC, right, there is something called some bot chatbot is there. So you can say I want to book a ticket, or I want to know the vacant seat in this train, right? So it will automatically tell you by going to the respective website, and it will say, okay, there are seats available in this, or what is the chances of getting this whitelisting as confirmation. I think you might have seen that in the IRCTC website also today, right? The prediction of the chances of getting the confirmation if you book this seat. Then based on that, you can decide whether to book this waitlist ticket or not. So these things are nothing but the reinforcement learning. Basically, it will tell you generally, I need to give a feedback, or automatically the system has to be trained in such a way that the feedbacks have been appropriately taken and the program is corrected to get the correction done to get the most accurate outcome from the reinforcement learning. Okay. So the next topic that what I would like to uh, do here is basically the agentic AI, right? So it is what is agentic? So basically, if you have a proper deep learning algorithm, so unlike a traditional artificial intelligence program which relies heavily on predefined rules, agentic AI introduces a dynamic approach. Basically, it will predict based on my actions, based on whatever that I do. It involves AI agents that are capable of independent decision making, continuous learning, and collaborative problem solving. These three terminologies are very, very important, right? Basically, you don't need to tell, okay, this is what you need to do. It will do an independent decision making based on the data sets available and based on the prior experiences, based on the classification that we have seen in the last slides, and it will also continuously learn based on the reinforcement learning, and it will give the appropriate outcome. The collaborative problem solving is something, it will ask, okay, why there is a problem, can you please tell me how I can correct. So like that, it will be more interactive, and based on your input, the systems can be corrected and give appropriate outcome. Okay, that is what the agentic AI. Today, everything is agentic AI. You cannot, go the even the Chat GPT, when the OpenAI technologies came in, it is again, people get confused whether it is a Google. I can get the same thing from Google search as well, right? But today, if you look at it, whatever the methodology that you wanted to get, right, whether it's a table or a photo modification, right, whatever you want to do, you can get it done in a very quick manner, right? Basically, it can identify patterns, adapt to the new data set, and take proactive actions with the defined parameters. So this is exactly what I wanted to uh, give a difference between the agentic and as well as the OpenAI technologies. Okay, so the core principles, if you take it, this is very, very important for us to move to the next level. The AI agents can think through different scenarios and interpret data like humans. but an extraordinary faster pace. They can perform the task with minimal human intervention, enabling staff to focus on strategic priorities. Right? This is very, very important. Right? It will, you don't need to give different scenarios, but it will think possible scenarios, a positive scenario, negative scenario, exception scenarios. All the scenarios are being thought through. The model is trained in such a way that when I ask for a questions, it will automatically think all the scenarios and give possible outcomes to you. That is what the autonomy it talks about. Adaptability is something learn and evolve from real world interactions, ensure that AI remains relevant. So basically, every time you ask today, for example, we talked about quantum computing, right? If you ask about quantum computing, about an year back, right, it does not give you appropriate output. But today, there are technologies related to quantum computing, but the AI also to continuously learn and give appropriate up-to-date inputs, up-to-date outcomes. You see, if you go to chat GPT 3.0 or 4.0, it'll tell you I have data up to 2024. I don't have the real-time data available with me, which means the data sets are minimal. It cannot give you the up-to-date information, right? So in agentic, it is not like that. It will tell you even the next minute if something is updated in the open internet, right, it'll search, it'll give you appropriate outcome. Okay, a student preferences, shift institutional priorities, change in agentic systems, recalibrate. Okay, delivering up to date solution is what the advantage of adaptability. Act and collaborate, basically the agentic AI is designed to replace humans but work along with the human. See, generally nobody can replace. See, we always discuss this in many industry forums as well. Are we going to lose the job because of the AI? No, absolutely not. Right? We are going to get more work. So when the computer is introduced, right, many people, those who are working in a legacy, pen and paper system, they thought, okay, I'm going to lose my job because computer is coming. I'm going to lose my job. The same thing. So when the AI comes, okay, we all think, okay, why the workforce will be reduced? No, it is not like that. The program is written by human, right? So in fact, we'll be getting more jobs. The only thing is where we need to be up to date and we need to upskill ourselves to the advanced technologies that is coming in. So in fact, if you look at it, even in corporate, we used to have the customized programs to have the artificial intelligence, uh, uh, what do you call, programs, basically for different levels of people, right from the team member to managers to leaders. There are different programs that we used to design and deliver them to make sure that it will be useful for their jobs. So that is where it amplifies the efficiency and drives better outcomes. So that's what the core principles of agentic AI. Okay. So having said this, if you look at it, um, the reusable prompts. Okay. So how to write a good prompt? Okay. So maybe I'll just show you something. Um, I'm just going into Google. Okay. Okay. I'll open the perplexity. I think those who are using Airtel postpaid, this is the licensed version will come as a free. Okay. Mm, I'll ask simply. I'm just typing. What is Newton's first law? I'm just typing. So it is giving me, okay, what is first law and second law, right? So is this my objective? So I wanted to know the differences between what is Newton first law and second law and where it can be applied in a practical situations. So which means I need to give my input appropriately. Can you, I need to ask, give me the differences of first and second law. See, I need to be very specific in a table format. Then it will give you in a table format. Otherwise, it won't, right? So basically, if you give a proper input, it will give proper output, right? A table format, and also give me give a brief of about the applications of them in few words. So otherwise it will give you, or maybe I can say in 4 sentence. I should be very specific, then I'll get it properly. So look at this, compare them with the first and second, right? Look at the output that I have get it here, and look at the output which is customized, right? I've got it in a table format, and exactly I've got it in 4 statements, whatever that I have asked for. Okay, this is how you should write a prompt in such a way. So how to write, if you look at it, that's what I have written. So it should be context. Basically you need to have a goal statement. Okay, you need to have a goal. What is that you wanted? Basically, what is the objective of this, input or questions that you are asking to the AI tool? And what is the context, right? Brief background and details, what is that you want to do? And task, what do you want to do? And you should have a format. Okay, desired output in a table. I just typed it, right, in a table format, or a summary, or a script. See, at times, even if you want to put a LinkedIn post, right? I want to do this in a LinkedIn post. Give me with some pictures, give me with some diagrammatic representation or some formulae, right? See, you can also give this tone, whether it is a formal, friendly, right, or educational, right? Then constraints, what's the word limit, time frame, and the key focus, right? This is how you can ask a specific questions and appropriately get the output from this prompts. Okay, any questions on this before we move on to the next one? Okay, so learn this. Maybe I'll share this slide also with you. You can try writing multiple prompts. This Perplexity is a free. You can use it. It's a free, so you can use it, and it's a free of cost. So basically, you can use it in any time. You can try this format, and there are multiple ways. Even if you want to know, okay, if you look at it, even if you can ask Perplexity, is this prompt okay, or can I write a better prompt? You can ask them. It will give you a different solution, right? But this is how generally, you can reuse. You can use this, and you can type, fill in the blanks. Okay. So moving on to the next slide. If you look at this, now we'll move on to the crux of it. See, applications, as I told you, we have healthcare, and we have automobile, finance, surveillance, social media, entertainment, education, space, gaming, robotics, agriculture, e-commerce. In fact, this is something, I have given you the link. Whenever your time permits, you can just watch this. You'll be annoyed. Like, the human brains are, hacked. If you look at it, if you go for an MRI scan, I think everybody knows about the MRI scans, right? So if you go to MRI scan, from the image, whatever that you are getting from the image of the MRI, and you can convert them into text, right? It needs it can form a data, right? From that data, the AI can predict what is that you are thinking, right? Which is more personal today, right? I may be thinking something while teaching or while talking, right? But based on the MRI outcome, if it has been converted as a text, and the AI can tell, what is this guy is thinking about, right? So basically, which has been objected in the court of law. In fact, if you look at, I've given the link also here. You can read about this, which is been talked about. There is a European EUA Act, this European Artificial Intelligence Act, which is recently published about a year back. So which is very clearly talks about any artificial intelligence tool which is rolled out in the industry or for any purpose, it needs to go through a rigorous cognitive risk assessment before it is actually rolled out into the organization or in somewhere else for any general public usage, right? That is something I just want to tell you. Maybe you can go through that. This is pretty detailed YouTube video and as well as the news available about this, how the data can be misused when there is a privacy breach about this particular thing. Okay. So having said this, if you look at it in the education industry, what are the various usage? Maybe I may overshoot 10 more minutes. Maybe I will take 10 more minutes extra to complete the entire thing. But in case of any specific questions, maybe you can ask in between. So if you look at generative AI and agentic AI has opened up a whole new world to the administrators, educators, and students. See, in fact, if you look at, we block the AI in a proxy for students to copy the assignments and write them and submit it. Actually, it spoils the thought process of the students. But however, if you look at it, the way the assignments are being given, basically, we have to have one word to remove plagiarism, like a research methodology, whatever that the PhD students are doing today. We need to give that, it should not be plagiarized. There are tools available to do the plagiarism check and say whether it has been copy pasted from somewhere else or the AI generated contents or whatever it is. We can do that. The power of AI is undeniable, and understanding the pros and cons of artificial intelligence in education essential for making the informed decisions. That is number one. And best use of AI in schools or colleges, administrators, basically there are advantages, as the register was talking about. It has its own pros and cons, but implementing them or putting them into the effective usage and where appropriate will yield a lot of benefits and speed up the entire process. Okay. So where and all it can be used. Okay. So it can be used in teaching aids, classroom management, language assistance. Basically, you can do everything. Okay. So maybe I'll just quickly show you something on teaching aids. There are tools available. So you can go to school.ai, or you can use the AI question generator. Maybe we'll talk about the question generator first. Okay. So you can use the smallpdf.com question generator. So you can choose the files. Okay. So I have the class 11 physics chapter 1. Okay. This I have downloaded already. I have used this, uploaded this. It will generate the questions in a fraction of seconds. The internet is little slow in my end. Where So you can also select you want a open-ended, or you want true or false, or you want multiple choice. I'll just put generate questions in multiple choice. Okay. So it will give you the multiple choice questions. Look at this. It will take care of everything. You can also show answers. Right? You can keep this. Okay. And if you want to say generate true or false questions, it will generate true or false questions. So this is the free version. Maybe if you go for a full-fledged version, you can also talk about, if you want 15 questions, 100 questions from a single chapter, you can generate them. Okay. So accordingly, it is going to enable the teachers to prepare a question paper or question bank, right, for them to, do a lot of things. Similarly, even if you look at it, right, I'll go to even the perplexity, whatever that I was talking about. You don't need different tools. Here itself, you can talk about. I think you can upload. You can talk about. In perplexity, you can say, "Can you give me a lesson plan to teach? What do you call college students about this for the attached chapter?" I'll attach this. Same file I'll attach. Then it will give. See, even in perplexity, you can get this very easily, right? So the internet is little slow, as I told you, like that's why it is slow. Otherwise, it will be very fast. I'm using my Look at this. So there is a unit and measurement as a lesson. So what I need to do, it will give you the very clear lesson planning for me to start my lecture, right? So there are other tools. If you look at it, there is something called school.ai, right? You have different assistant. You can do whatever you want, right? You can go curriculum coach, you can chat, and you can, education coach and essay grading assistant, whatever you want to do. It is a very, very effective tool, and you can do this, and you can do the lesson planning, right? You can, it will be, it's much more, faster. It's the same. You can say, I can go for a other. I'll talk about, just give me some lesson, maybe algebraic equation, or I'll say probability and statistics. Okay, then it will give a detailed lesson planning. Look at this. It will give a lesson outline. Even if you want to frame a syllabus, it's a matter of few minutes. But can it be used as is? If you ask me, no, you can't use as is, right? It requires some, you know, a review. By see, you can export this and you can, share this with somebody. You can do that, right? It will generate as quickly as possible. And there are other tools available in the market. So for the research students, maybe I will skip some of the slides in the interest of time. That's where I'm just quickly jumping into the demo part. So for example, I want to write a thesis. Give me literature review about what, some topic. Okay, in education industry. Okay, I'm just typing this. Exploring impact of education industry, comprehensive literature review. Okay, I'll use this. From where? IEEE. I'll just use IEEE. Just good. Okay, I have to choose. There are multiple literature available in the market today. I'll quickly choose a couple of them. That's it. You will get your literature review done. But can this be submitted as is? No. Okay, it is generating. You have to wait. So it is generating. So that's it. It has everything. It has a reference, and if you want to make it a little more expand, it will get expanded, right? So it has references as well, but it need a custodian to do the detailed review. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so um, these are all three things, and one more. There is one more tool available that is called Ekalaiva or something. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So it is also a wonderful tool. You can use it for assessment, for corporate skill assessment, right? And coding assessment. You can do multiple. If you want to run a hackathon or things like that, you can create multiple case studies from this, right? You can use this. This is maybe a free version is available. You need to use the ID to get a 30-day free trial. After that, you may need to pay. I think it's a matter of $10 or something for a 6 months or so. You can pay them and get it done. Okay, so it also talks about, as I told you, interview. You can generate case study. You can generate question bank, right? You can do proctoring. If somebody is writing a test, right, you can do proctoring. Can I wave my hands, or am I looking only to the monitor, or am I taking the note or something? It will prompt, right? You can conduct a test, answer sheet checking. So it is a wonderful tool available in the market for education. Okay, so moving on. So as I told you, so in learning, basically, okay, once again, it is again slow. In assessments, again, okay, this is what I was talking about. In learning, actually, basically, you can have a personalized learning and make it more fundamental to see. For example, if I don't want to need fundamentals, I can go to the next level. It will help you. If you want a gamified learning, you can put some games and tools, or some cartoon characters you can put, and you can get it done. And you can also have an adaptive learning and evaluation per se. You can go grading system, or you can automatically grade them. If you feed them automatic question sheets, digital question sheets, it will give you the results in a matter of seconds, right? So, and you can also have the grading system, and you can also do the predictive analytics, which student is good, which students needs to improve. So all those things you can do as an assessment. Okay, so as I told you, I just given the tool names also here for you to quickly refer them. And research, I think there are different tools available. The one that I showed you was Aether.com, which is a very, very important and effective tool to get more appropriate output. Again, it uses a lot of agentic AI technologies. Okay, this is the link I have given to you. You can refer some of them, and you can make use of them in your day-to-day usage. Okay, so coming to the fag end of the session, if you look at it, I just wanted to talk about the advantages. See, basically, the personalized learning, immediate feedback, content creation, administrative efficiency, ethical awareness, research, and overall impact. See, these are all some of the key advantages, right? Limitations, if you look at it, as I told you, it requires a oversight. You cannot simply use the output that is generated by the tool. Basically, risk over reliance on algorithms that cannot fully capture the emotional contextual factors. Very, very important things, right? And it can lead to automation bias. Basically, the way I have written the program, it will give you the output. So obviously it requires, you know it cannot overrule the teacher, right? It always, it requires some teacher's review. Basically, generated content may include factual inaccuracies. You see, something may not be accurate, or something, maybe old data, because the model is not trained properly. So it gives you incorrect information. So lack of pedagogical quality without expert review is again. See, everything leads to a custodian, everything leads to a expert review. Who is expert? We are the expert, humans are the expert. But it is a guide. It will help you to get the generated output as quick as possible for the mundane tasks. Okay. And may require infrastructure bandwidth not available under resourced schools, dependencies on digital platforms. As I told you, the MRI scan, it spoils the privacy of and security concerns. Okay. And exposure to misinformation or biased content may require extra supervision. High implementation cost, it requires huge servers, terabytes of space and processing speeds and things like that are required. But as I told you, today tools are available. You don't need to do it on your own. You can subscribe yourself to tools available in the market, and you can make use of them for your own purpose. Okay, so that's all I want to tell you today. Basically, it's an integration in education sector is transforming to the entire academic cycle, teaching, learning to evaluation and research, right? Though it is automating the repetitive task, a true power AI lies in empowering the educators to personalize, enhance the human side of teaching, right? So human cannot be replaced, but it can enhance the experience of the digital learning. Okay, that's what I want to tell you. I also have some more slides. I'll share it with you for your own purpose. Basically, the risks and the biasing and things like that. And as I told you, the EU AI Act and risk levels. I'll share these slides with you. You can refer them later for your future learning purpose. Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening to me patiently.
Thank you, sir. If participants have any query, you can either post it in the chat box or you can unmute yourself to ask your query, please. It's time for question and answering session. Kindly put your hand in the chat box or you can unmute and then you can ask your question. Participants, you can go ahead, please.
You can also write to me. I think you have my mail ID. You can write to me, session.balaji@gmail.com. I will see if I can answer you to the extent possible.
There's so much noise is coming, sir. Morgan sir.
Madam, I just request maybe you can collect some of the queries raised by the teachers and research scholars and other students. I would be happy to respond to them in a one-on-one, or maybe we can have a follow-up session to cover them up.
Sure, sir. Yeah.
The
Okay, thank you
feedback
very
link
much.
will
Have
be
happy learning
posted.
for the remaining days.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Dear faculty
Balaji
members,
sir.
the feedback
Thank you
link
so
will
much,
be
sir.
posted now. Every day the session will be from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. and I kindly request you all will be joining on the same link, and every day attendance is mandatory. Kindly fill the feedback link for all the sessions. 85% of attendance is mandatory, and we'll decide your participation certificate with the attendance only. Thank you.
If you're having any queries, kindly send it to the WhatsApp group itself. We will forward to the speaker and we will get the answer in the last day or anyway, and we will post to their answer also.
அதான் இது நான் கைண்ட்லி செக்கா யார் அது?
Thank you, participants. We'll end the session today and we'll connect back tomorrow. Thank you.